So, with this project, my basic design was to have time frames where I gamed by myself, and then time frames where I gamed with my family. At the beginning, there was a very clear, organized structure. I had 1 week was going to be a certain game, time frame was going to be an hour, I was going to be gaming by myself. The next week, I was going to be time frame with my family, this was the game we were going to be playing, but it ended up working out better to just kind of find times evolve naturally and use it as more of a tool when I was feeling stressed or feeling like there was a disconnection between myself and my stepson or stepdaughter, and just trying to hone in on their interests and build a connection. And what I found is during the time frames when I was feeling anxious or overwhelmed or just not in a good state of mind, when I gave myself the time I needed to game as a source of distraction, I was able to recenter, and when I returned to my emotions, I was able to find myself in a place where I could process them in a way that felt more grounded and healthy versus just feeling all encompassed with everything. For myself, a personal self-disclosure, I struggle with anxiety and specifically anxious attachment. And there was 3 days in particular where both of my stepkids were at their other home on the west side, and my husband was out traveling in Canada, and around the same time my grandfather as well was in a different state, and my anxious attachment is really triggered when people are out of town or they're not in their typical space, and that's when I start to feel more worried, more anxious about things that could and may happen. So that was a real testament to the experiment of how gaming can be a service to a possible alternative treatment to anxious spiraling thoughts. And when during those 3 days, when I started to gave myself the space I needed to process and feel sad and feel overwhelmed. But then it was almost a way of forcing myself. But once I was sitting in front of the Elden Ring game, I was distracted enough for an hour or so to self-regulate and self-soothe. And I can really see this as not only something to recommend to clients as a method that might work for them when they're feeling overwhelmed and anxious, but also as a way for parents and step-parents to connect with their teens at home. I think oftentimes there's this negative narrative with gaming where it's rotting your brain and it's addictive. And I think, like everything, it has the capacity to get to that point. But I also think there's a way to use it as a tool to reconnect. When I was sitting with my stepdaughter and she was showing me, okay, this is how you build in Fortnite. This is what you do. We were laughing and really solidifying our relationship for hours. She was showing me something that was really important to her, and in turn we were able to solidify our connection. And also with my stepson, we were playing dual screen zombies, and it was this relying on each other and teamwork and connection and communicating. I'm over here, I need you to cover me in this space. And then also, showing me the games he enjoys. We've been, myself, my stepson, and my husband have been playing this game, as you see here, Elden Ring, and it's we do end up getting a little, who's going to play now, but we're all sitting and we're encouraging each other. And I think it has this ability to be a tool of reconnecting, and when used in a positive way. And I can say that I've enjoyed gaming growing up, but I did experience a relationship in the past where there was addiction to gaming, and gaming for 14 plus hours a day. And there's been some challenging emotions that have come up too, and making room for healing and re-seeing gaming as this can be healthy, and it can be a way to connect to your partner or to your kids or as a family unit, if you do so in a way that's has time limits, but has also just if you show an interest. And when there were times when I was gaming by myself, yes, it was a means of regulation, but also when I was playing with my family, there's this laughter and ability to just come together and in a different way. So in conclusion, my hypothesis at the beginning was that gaming can be used as a healthy, supportive, grounding intervention to any symptom that would come with anxiety or a form of mental illness, but also serving in a way where families can reconnect and have something to bond over, and a segue into deeper, more complex emotion and connection.
So this is a storm, so see how it's giving me damage?
Yeah.
The longer you stay in, the more damage you get. And first it can do one damage, but now it's giving me 2. And soon it can be 10 or something. Okay, well I'm the last one, so I'm just gonna I keep open. Okay. What? I can't.
You're the only one left.
Well, I'm right to
You got it.
No, because my aim is weird. It's the worst power to have. So I'm just gonna stay in here. Just hopefully.
Try aiming their heavy that gun. See, I think you can one person. You don't really need to do one person. You don't need to do a whole bunch.